Picture. Oh, there's a picture.
Yes, we're here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Blink. Oh.
Yeah.
Hi.
What a wonderful week this has been.
Oh my gosh. Welcome to Fried Neurons. Life hacking for when you have no life.
We catch on fire, so you don't have to.
Oh gosh, yeah. The sky is orange.
Orange.
I feel like all of California, the sky is orange. Like, it's not as bad here as like in San Francisco, but it's still just like everywhere. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, up here it's pretty close to what we're feeling, what they're feeling at SF. It seems like, just because we're like just a couple of miles from the situation, one of the fires.
The situation. Yeah, one of the many. The whole state is burning. Oh wait, this was good. Yeah, seriously. Here we gotta have this here.
Which Endurance Apocalypse Edition. Where's my? Let me get like an eye patch and. Oh, and I've got a knife too.
In honor of the apocalypse, I have a martini glass of trail mix.
Oh, that's pretty excellent.
It's actually kind of cool.
It's like you know, trail mix for normal folk instead of hikers, where it's actually got like M&Ms and stuff in it.
Oh, it's got like peanut butter stuff too. It's got like the
yeah.
peanut butter chips.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah.
And like peanuts and raisins, so it's like peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, very good.
I'm just saying, that's the way to do it.
Wait, what are you
doing? Thanks, Miss Marvel. Wait, who's Miss Marvel 1478?
Ooh.
Is this a Crash-based person? Oh, it's Wendy. Hi,
Wendy. Wendy! Yay! We have Wendy. Oh wait,
assuming Wendy.
If we're officially on, and in honor of Wendy, I have to turn on my necklace.
Oh,
hey, that's beautiful.
I have to wrap it. I've got one that I'm wrapping, but you know. Oh wait, here I could go. Blinky mode.
All right, I'm so sorry, but I need to hear what you're drinking again, so I can write it down.
Oh well, we haven't said yet.
Oh.
No, but she has she has a martini glass of trail mix.
Oh yeah. That's not what I'm drinking.
Martini glass. Oh,
it's a martini.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay, it's one of my favorite things. Like I never use like my wine glasses or my martini glasses or any of those things for actual alcohol. I just use them for like cereal and stuff when I'm feeling like being an adult. Yeah, totally. No, I am drinking Sapporo.
Sapporo.
Ooh,
yes.
That's nice.
Premium beer. Yeah, it's good. Sapporo is good. I'm like running through all of the beers that are in my local until I can get someplace until I can get to like Bevmo, where there's like a lot more.
Oh, pardon my re-maneuvering here. There we go.
How about you, Todd? What are you drinking?
What are you drinking?
I went to the local Cerveceria del Pueblo that's in Pasadena that just opened right before the apocalypse happened in March. And sorry, that was the other apocalypse. That was the pandemic that happened in March. And they've been slowly gearing up. They have a nice little outdoor beer garden, but they quickly moved into actually making cans of beer with like custom stickers and stuff. And so this is their amber ale, I think. It's quite good. And it comes in big cans. Big boy cans, not little tiny, you know, kid cans.
Todd size cans.
Todd size cans. And my backup can is held in this nice wine holder that Carlin made for me that she crocheted.
He still uses that. Like he hangs it. Yes. Good.
I know. So, I'm wondering.
Secret hidden can being kept nice and cold.
I'm wondering how many weeks of drinks you're going to keep in that can in the drink cozy. In the booze
cozy. Do we need to make a really long one? like it's sort of like multiple.
So you could just hold like have like a whole 12-pack of beers in the thing.
Yeah. Maybe
well, if you get like the little tiny ones,
Yeah.
There you go. Why would you want a tiny one? Tiny beer?
Well, if you're drinking like hard liquor or something.
I apparently like a small amount of beer. I like about 8 ounces worth of beer at a time. And so yeah. So I will take some of Todd's can of beer, and he will still have enough beer left for himself. And I will have the amount.
There you go. Now, what kind of crazy concoction did you make today, Carlin?
Well.
Yeah. Oh dear.
This is our local mixologist.
In honor of the fact that everything's on fire, I took an atomic fireball and melted it in vodka.
Look at that day glow color it is.
I know. Seriously.
There's still a little bit of.
Hang on. You're going full screen.
Dang. A little bit of baby.
Red right there.
Yeah.
Only took a couple hours. And let's see, I have to read the ingredients of what ended up in the actual cocktail. 30 milliliters of the Fireball infused vodka, 15 milliliters of brandy, 15 milliliters of Martini Neurosi vermouth rosso, and it's on the rocks, on like plenty of rocks.
Wow, vermouth.
It's actually it's better than it has any right to be.
And it tastes like the Four Horsemen. What's it taste like?
Haven't tried that yet.
What does it taste like? It tastes like a atomic fireball with in the middle, with a little bit of spiciness. It's almost port-like, actually. Interestingly enough, and I think that's the vermouth rosso showing up for work. That's a fortified wine-like flavor. Super cheap brandy. It's just like the Trader Joe's brandy that I usually use in cooking. But yeah, I would recommend it. When you melt the whole thing, it's not, I think, as spicy. If I had pulled it out, like right after I think the top layer had gone, I think most of the fiery hotness of a fireball, it happens at the beginning. So.
What is the fiery hotness of a fireball?
It's cinnamonium or something like that. It's not capsaicin. It's the okay. What?
The atomic element cinnamonium.
Cinnamon.
That must be one of the ones. That's one of the ones I missed on my atomic or on my table of elements.
Yeah, I was in fact totally making it up.
This is how that one superhero got his powers. His powers are spicy.
So it's interesting, like, so cinnamon, a lot of cinnamon doesn't actually come from it is cinnamomum. Cinnamomum.
Kind of like
cinnamon verum is comes out of true cinnamon, blah, blah, blah. Cinnamon cassia, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. That's part of it.
Blah, blah, blah.
Cinnamon, blah, 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 blah. Blah 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 manim.
Well, I'll look it up later, and I will let people know. But there's
cinnamomum. This is
cinnamon constitutes some 80 aromatic compounds, including eugenol oil found in the oil from leaves or bark of cinnamon trees. The essential oil, blah blah blah. The pungent taste and scent come from cinnamaldehyde.
The fancy formaldehyde.
Yeah.
Cinnamomum, when your mother makes you sticky buns.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. There's coumarin is an ingredient, like a chemical that's in a lot of plants that also have, I guess, it's cinnamon formaldehyde. Cinnamon. Okay, this is like.
Are you drinking formaldehyde? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why our brain has been dissolving.
Like melting.
Can I show you guys something that I'm excited about?
Yeah.
Unless you want to keep talking about words.
No, cut me.
This is not my reason to not completely panic, but I am excited about it today. I was figuring out how to make a ruler using only like 2 8.5 by 11-inch pieces of paper.
Fascinating.
And scissors and pencil, but like just that, and being able to measure it, because you want to be able to do that. I might make a quick little video on how to do it. But I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that happened, and I got like into this little hyper focus thing around lunch and was late to meeting someone for lunch because I was like, how do I do the math for 6th and 7th graders? It's like, okay, 6th graders can do this, and 7th grade, well, they know this, and they haven't done long division, and like, okay, none of them know sines or cosines, so okay, I'm gonna have to be like hand wavy on some of it. Yeah.
So where is the inch?
The inch? Do you want me to show you?
No. Like, so there used to be the meter and the kilogram ball. Who, if anyone, has the...
Oh,
for the last 100 years or so, the inch has been defined as part of a millimeter.
How many centimeters? Yeah.
Yeah, 25.4 millimeters.
Yeah, by metric, which is now is defined by science now, right? It's not just a thing.
It's all about how far light can travel in the beat of a cesium.
Yeah.
Or not atom.
What she said.
Yeah.
Not any longer. No longer trapped in a dungeon in Greenwich.
But I love that space is determined by light and time.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. Like, we've always defined it as what you would expect, like, oh, someone's got the inch and it's hidden somewhere in a dungeon.
Yeah.
And everything else is based off of that.
And weight as well, and just yeah. No, I like that. I mean, it's cool because like you start it reflects better how interconnected all of those different measurements are.
Yeah, it was cool when I used to work in the peripherally in the space industry. There all the test equipment had these NIST stickers, NIST stickers, for like how they were certified. It's like the National Institute of Standards and something. But it's basically they're the United States organization that defines
and trans people.
Yes, they're the United States organization that defines like measurement and will technology. Okay, and so all your test equipment has these little NIST certification numbers on them, and you can look up the sort of chain of evidence for like how your thing is calibrated against this thing, which is calibrated against this thing, and eventually you can take it all the way back to the meter bar or whatever you want to take it back to. But like there's this whole like traceable history of how your thing is calibrated, so if there's any sort of calibration error, you can figure out kind of where it came from. And I thought that was really cool, that like even for things like oscilloscopes and multimeters, those have NIST stickers on them.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like, yes, this is how it should be.
Yeah, every piece of information should have its chain of evidence.
Chain of evidence, yeah.
So should we talk about like good things first, or the things that we made?
I think we're talking about the things that we made.
Hey.
No.
Wait a minute.
That's not made by us that made us happy. Like, so we started a segment where we're like shouting out to things that were not made by us that make us happy. Last time we did it first, and I think it went on for a little longer.
It went for a while. Yeah, but when we're doing like the same project for like a whole month, it makes sense to like we wind up. No, we can ramble. I shouldn't say that. We can ramble for a while.
Like, unless you have your like slide with bullet points, like I almost made to speak. Then getting to the point, it's Samuel Clemens. If I had more time, I could have made it shorter. So I think we should cover what we did first, and then let our rambling about the things that we liked this week fill the space that's left over.
Sounds good. Who wants to go first?
I want to go first because this drink is strong. I'm just sort of like feeling it at the moment. I'm like, I think I need to go first. And I think I need to not drink anymore while I'm doing it. So yeah. So I went ahead. Let me hear. I'm going to need to share 2 different screens.
Uh-oh.
At the same time?
We lost your audio, Carlin.
That's not true.
We were having audio issues with Carlin before.
I'm gonna lose my audio, but not yet. But first, I'm gonna share the blog post screen.
Okay.
And
blog.
That's going to get me to the bottom. Blah, 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 blah. These are the different apps that I made. So I played with audio files. I wanted to be able to add sound to any app that I make in the future. And so first I just was able to play a system sound. Then I was able to play a system sound on a loop and stop it, stop the loop, interrupt the loop. This might be the one that's going wrong. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then I made something where you can play a button and a audio file will load, and then I can stop it. This one is called the truthless toggle because the interface and the player are disconnected, and so there's this concept in programming, particularly in sort of like functional type style programming and all this type of stuff, where you need to identify what your source of truth is. And there is no real good source of truth in this particular app, so it gets confused and messed up, and we'll see that in a minute. For this one, I figured out the source of truth to the point where I was actually, in fact, able to treat the audio file itself as a source of truth and the audio player itself as the source of truth. In terms of what gets displayed on the screen. And then I moved on to like, well, can I switch between songs dynamically instead of just like switching into the code? I added an image that's my default image for things that don't have a visual associated with them. And then, so depending on which one you have selected, that's what the play button plays. On this one, I'm realizing I'm pointing to all these things with my mouse, and you aren't seeing that.
No, we can see your mouse. We can see your mouse.
You can see my mouse?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't refer.
Yeah.
And then this one, the play button is active with the item itself. So you select an item, and then once the item is selected, its play stop button gets selected. And so if anyone has any questions about the difference in code, I can look at the code with anyone who has any questions about how some of the differences are. What's sort of interesting is there is a struct that is defining the outline of what a song player and a song handler is. And then there's a class that takes an instance of that struct and then like builds everything around it. And that actually turned out to be necessary to really get a true source of truth. Originally, I was just like, it's all a class, everything's pointing to the same thing, and it's all like a mess. And one of the big differences in Swift, I realize I'm going on about things that people who are not neck deep in Swift right now wouldn't know. The difference in Swift between a struct and a class, one of the main ones, is that a struct is what's known as passed by value, and a class is passed by reference. So if I pass this glass to Barb by value, she gets her own glass. It has its own drink level. She can drink it, not drink it. It all stays in Barb land exactly the same. If I pass it by value, as I drink it and she drinks it, we both drink up the glass.
We both get drunk.
That's all of the story. So like, the amount that she takes out of the glass is reflected in my glass as well. That's by reference. And anyway, so I have all of these loaded in the simulator. I ran out of, so Apple lets you create 10 unique identifiers per week that you can then load onto a device per team. And by team right now, it's my personal Apple ID. But I couldn't load them all on the iPad.
Wow.
But so I will start with these, the first two in dark mode.
Dark mode.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Appropriately ominous.
Yeah, very ominous.
Yeah.
So now when Todd says something, I could be like, that Joker.
I like it.
Why I picked that sound.
Fill in the dramatic Joker.
And then there's the Call of the Wild app where it says, give it a call. You can see yourselves on it.
This is when we're going on a hunt to go out and see if we can find bread for sandwiches.
It should have been on a loop. I'm not sure why it didn't loop.
You're still hearing it, right?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the sound button worked, but I may have loaded that may be a previous version that I voted on. But I will have to investigate that if it's acting differently on the. And then share screen now. I'm going to potentially lose my audio on this. We'll see, because there's something maybe I'm not cleaning up right on the simulator, or maybe it's a bug. I'll go inquiring. So this is the one where it's just. How do Alright, you can stop it. We're gonna hear this song a few times. So my, R&B, my like Boys to Men, Kuya Harmony. And then play me out. So as I leave the room, I can like play myself out. This is the same thing, but instead of a play and a stop button, it has a. Anyway, it's a play stop button. But what you'll see is that I don't have a source of truth, that I can screw around with it. And this button will still change, even though it's not actually properly. That's a demonstration of this. And then there's this one. There is, so I didn't need to.
What's that?
You realize we're not going to be able to put this on YouTube without getting.
Oh no! Oh,
that's fine.
They're not.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. So now, this is an interesting thing. The way it's missing here. If it doesn't, this may be a version where I didn't preload the visuals.
So sometimes the image doesn't always entirely load. That's a little glitchy, and I have to figure out what's going on with that. But here we go. But then I can switch. And if I just switch in the middle, it just switches to blend the other.
There you go.
That seemed like the right interaction for this type of interface. That if you were playing and you're like, oh shoot, I meant the other one, you'd want it to keep playing, as opposed to stopping and dropping. The play button is playing. And then this one, it has the album information wrong. I have to look into that. But this one's selected. You can hit play. This button isn't. You can switch and it will stop it.
Mm-hmm.
But that button wasn't active.
Gotcha.
So this one. There you go. That's what I did this week.
Nice.
I think for next week, I want to have a little more control over how things look, for like button styles and whatnot. And animations, so I can make it a little more fun. One of the things at the beginning of this week that I thought I would be able to get done is some kind of animation that reflected what was being played in the sound. It is not doing that. I am not there. And I am not there because it actually, that whole source of truth problem ended up being like a real problem for me to figure out, since I was dealing with a framework, the AV Foundation framework, and then my own structure and my own class, like, anyway, it all works. And then also, should I use a built-in system toggle versus having to write my own toggle switch from scratch out of multiple views? So there were some things that I thought were going to be easier that ended up being a little harder for me than I thought. But I learned a lot, and I still really like Swift and Swift UI. Still working for me, and. That's nice.
It's cool. I'm impressed that you've been, making 7 of them. You're like keeping to your.
I am defining them fairly granularly in terms of like, oh, it's a different one than this, even though it's kind of like not different.
It's a different version of it.
But there's a lot more going on under the hood in this one.
Yeah,
a lot more going on under the hood in this one. I still don't have error messaging out quite right now. Right now, I'm doing the very prosaic, like, print if there's a problem for me. Debugger messages instead of the really like trying and catching error messages. So there would be, before I would ever say like release this to the App Store, because I think everyone needs, I call them metros, although I realize that when you look at it as metros, your intro and your outro, everyone needs a way to play themselves out in a room, particularly since we have other little drama going on and soundtracks.
True.
It still looks like Metro.
Yeah, it still looks like Metro. All right, never mind. Terrible name. I'm not a namer.
We got to just start using it.
We'll figure it out. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of things that could be improved about that. Oh.
Uh-oh. You okay?
I knocked over my my happy hour snacks.
No.
I know. It's party foul. It's not quite as bad party foul as knocking over your drink.
Take a shot.
It's also It's also not something that I have to sprint away to get a paper towel for. So
yes, that's good.
Anyway, that's me. That's what I do. It would need serious refactoring before it ever went even on GitHub for other people to look at. But
no way, man. Put it up on the App Store. A 7 app pack
Oh, I did put. I need to update it, but I did put the class and the struct example up on as a GitHub gist.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I'll add that link to the blog post.
Yeah.
I forgot to do that.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Yeah, that's like the most reusable part.
Yay!
Yeah. So next week I'm going to focus on visuals instead of audios.
Cool.
And scene.
Sweet. That's cool. You want to rock, paper,
Dory the
scissors
cat.
for? Yeah, my kitty. My kitties. They probably won't eat it. I hope. No, they'll sniff it, but they'll. I hope not eat it.
RSP, ready?
Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, we got like
when there's video lag.
entirely different. Yeah. Okay. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Dang it. Okay. Wait, what does that mean? You go first. You go first.
means-
Go ahead.
All right. I'll go next. All right, I'll do quick things here. First, let me show. Where's it at? Here we go. So I made more movement on the design of my little module. So let me share a thing here called this one here, and this is just a little animation spin that lets me check out that if the cables are going to intersect. There's like a power cable connector and the USB cable, and also this shows kind of the final layout of the various knobs and stuff like that, I think. And so so I ordered the board. The board is currently being fabricated and will be here hopefully next week. And that's that. And so the other thing, and this is going to be kind of an interesting little challenge here, is I got the audio. Sorry, not the like one of the analog stuff, sort of like prototyped, and have been testing that out. So let me shift my camera over and see if this works.
Ooh.
Oh, that looks very strange.
It looks very good. Looking for me.
Normally that's not what it looks like.
This is what happens when you don't test out your video in advance.
I tested this out all before. It's fascinating.
There we go. That's better.
Not in pre-stream. Yeah, it's blurry though. Oh wait, there we go. All right.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Let's go full.
All right.
Let's go full screen.
So the thing we got here is this is a little power supply. This is not important. The important thing is basically this little chip here and the attendant circuitry around it. This is a little controller that runs CircuitPython. And then this is a tiny oscilloscope that's showing two things, which hopefully can be seen. And that's there's a trace that's smaller and blue or green, and that is coming out of the microcontroller. And the larger trace, it's kind of an orange color, is the one that's being amplified. It's also being inverted, which is why it kind of is swapped around. And so, I can make a simple inverting amplifier on one hand, but also this like the hard part here is that this is going from 0 to 3.3 volts to -12 to +12 volts. So that was I was a little bit scared that like once you have the voltages that big compared to 3.3 volts, your little microcontroller can die quickly. So I think I have it all figured out. And let's go back to the camera here. And so yeah, so yay! So hopefully next week, of course now the saturation and all the other stuff for this camera is screwed up. But hopefully I will have real circuit boards to play with next week, but we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And yeah, and so, and just as a quick backstory for anyone who's not seen this before, I'm building a little Eurorack modular synth module that will produce sort of like arpeggio sort of notes in a scale, output very, very exact voltages, because the way modular synths work is that it's 1 volt per octave. And so if you send out like a 4-volt signal, that's like 4 octaves up from the like most bottom level note you can play. And so your amplifier has to be like really like 1% resistors and all this other sort of craziness. And has to be very linear. or you have to like fix that in software somehow. So that's kind of the next stage once I actually get it built, is to figure out all these kinds of problems. So anyway,
That's cool.
yeah, circuits.
Circuits. I don't have any circuits in mind.
Oh,
Absolutely
you have,
no circuits.
No circuits. Although you have Fusion 360.
I mean, your letters are moving through a circuit. In the
Yeah, okay, that's
more
true.
old-fashioned to that word.
There you go. There you go.
They're working the circuit.
Yeah, okay, so we can make that connection. We could also make the connection that you were modeling it in Fusion 360, and I'm also modeling in Fusion 360. So for anybody who didn't know or needs a reminder, I'm making a word that's has mechanical movement to it. Eventually, physically. Right now, it's just in Fusion 360.
Ooh.
Okay,
It's
so
ex curio.
So yeah, so here's the thing. The initial plan is to make curiosity. I got to curio and I'm like, actually that's
And we're done.
kind of like really accurate. I'm like,
I'm done.
I'm making like if I stop here and I might just like get to here and then maybe if I finish the city I can add that. But I could be making a mechanical curio.
Yeah.
That works really well. Yeah.
I know. I'm liking it, so I'm gonna go with this, especially since I did not get as much done this week as I wanted to, because I was like, if you remember last week, I was at my parents' house, and so a lot of this week was spent helping them clean, and then driving back down here. So time. But I could show you what I got done.
That's pretty cool looking.
So previously,
it looks cool.
It's pretty fun. So, and I'm still super jazzed about all the motion stuff in Fusion 360. So I've got the C, which is this little scissor mechanism dealy. I hang on the R. It actually drives best if I do it from the eye, from the dot of the eye here. And yeah, so this will spin things, and the U you'll notice is it's a rack and pinion thing, and it's meant to be a mangle rack and pinion, which means that this thing keeps spinning around. And then connects to the other one, and then that's how it goes up and down. I can't quite figure out how to change it that way. Oh wait,
And the moment
suddenly. No, maybe I don't know. I wasn't able to. I wasn't able to immediately figure. No, I don't know if I can't. No, I don't know. I can't quite figure out. I had an idea, and I don't think it'll work. Okay. I can't quite figure out how to make... No, that might work. Okay, never mind. Ignore me.
Ignore me.
Yeah, I could maybe... When it's a physical thing, it'll work, the way it's supposed to. But so this is like the contain thing, and it's got the spinny part, so it goes and it moves it up and down and blah 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 blah.
Isn't it amazing though how when you make something in the real world you get physics for free?
Physics for free. I like how in here I can test it all out and not have to redo things. This is nice. Because there's been a fair amount of oh, this doesn't work. Oh, this doesn't work. That I would be experiencing in the real world if I were trying to start out there. So that's
in Fusion you get undo for free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
fair enough.
And then the R is a bell crank here, which it's hard to drag it and have it do the proper thing. So I've got it connected to this wheel here on the eye, and I haven't finished the eye. The eye eventually is going to be like a piston. So this is going to drive something up and down here. I don't know exactly what yet, but you know. And then I was also thinking, of doing like a belt and pulley between the I and the O, so that those are connected. I was trying something to try to figure out how to. I spent, you know, a not insignificant amount of time to try to connect the C and the U. I was having a lot of trouble with it. So what I wound up doing, both with the C and the O, in the animated GIF that you can see on the crash on the blog post, is I just set it up to have like connected movement, and I just did like a motion study, so you can like choose the things that you want to. Oh wait, I have to show this is my super freaking messy combination of shit here. Here, wait, joints. Look at all the joints.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a little mad. Oh wait, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted this. Go away. Yeah, this thing. Yeah. So like for this one, I have to. Okay, where are you right now? You're at 6.2. That's not right. Go all the. Oh, damn. Yeah. Yeah, but in any case, I used that thing to. I used the thing. I spent more time than the very quick thing right now because I don't know how to save this. Like, you should be able to. This kind of pisses me off because hitting OK when you like enter the things closes the window. Like, no. Like, both OK and cancel close the window. Maybe there's something I don't know about. But I don't see any kind of thing where it's like save, you know?
Yeah.
It's that deal. I don't know. But you can like automate some of this stuff. Yes. So wait. Is this 11? Oh gosh, what was it? 14 point. I don't even know. It doesn't really matter. I connected them so that this would go, and like the O and all of these guys are connected as well. So that's just like a motion link in here. And there's also like I also put a motion link in for the rack and pinion to make those look like they're driving each other, which they're not actually. Yeah. So that means I'm probably going to have extra confusion when I get to that point in the real life thing.
Yep.
Yeah. That's so that's my current state. I'd like to. Yeah, I might just stop at Curio for this month.
I think that's great
It
skill.
works.
I kind of like it. I kind of I was not even like it didn't even hit me that like I could stop there and it would make sense.
It still makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes absolute sense.
The city is a stretch goal for the Kickstarter.
The Kickstarter where I make one of these for everybody.
Nice.
Well, where everybody's like maybe you or something.
Everybody keeps trying to get me to do Kickstarters.
In my apartment.
If you give me enough money,
I will make something for myself.
No, I recently got a bid for something from the crafts people, and I definitely got a couple of bids where they're like, well, if you want to pay me this much money, I'll do it. At least one of them in there. I feel they're like, yeah, this is the amount that it would take.
That's what Patreon's for.
totally.
Yeah. Anyway, that's mine.
That's
It'll
cool.
be a physical thing soon enough. I'm back, so I can actually go over to crash and laser some things. Yeah.
Cool.
Laser.
Yes, please.
So what made you, other you're working on, what thing that made you this?
My internet just totally messed up. What was that you said?
What's your thing that
My
must
cool
be
thing?
awesome that your cool thing?
Okay, let me share screen. As long as I'm talking, I might as well keep on talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so I go through phases with Pinterest.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Here's.
Love it.
Why would the dot in the I be a piston? It's the other part is that. Never mind. Okay. So, like, one of the things that I'm kind of working on that I started on here. Let me pop back out of here real quick. Oh, I should have kept that up. Whatever. In my in the live stream thing that I do on Saturdays at 2:00, Amy's Art Cabaret. Plug.
So many live streams.
I know. Oh my god!
You're so social.
I got 2 things. Yeah. And one, I'm technically a co-host. Like, my name's not even in the... Yeah, whatever.
Anyway.
Yes. Anyway, I'm working on a clock. And you can kind of see some of, like, the... Oh, wait. No, you can see what it actually is planned to look like. Because I drew it out previously. Like... So...
That's
yeah,
cool.
so I've got part of it. I'm using, like, all of my paint markers and additional markers that I got from when I was up helping my mom clean, and she's just got, like, tons of them. She's awesome. And too many, which means I get to take some back. So, like, it's better than going to the art supply store. It's great.
Excellent.
So, yeah, anyway, back to here. Part of, that is poking around Pinterest boards and, like, looking at people's, like, sketches and stuff. And it's just so cool what people do. Oh my gosh. Like, just look at some of this shit. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I mean, just
Wow.
just the pretty. And, like, look at all of the mechanisms.
Wow. The
And they're so
detail,
cool. And, like, this and this thing. And just, yeah. The detail is fabulous. And then, like, this guy and this guy remind me a little bit of that one, like, paper cut thing I was doing before.
Yeah, totally.
And apparently this is a thing on TikTok, is like how to draw all these little doodle dealy bobbers, which is pretty cool. And then, like, I got into, it's like, okay, there's this business, and then you get into, like, doing, like, geometric animals and stuff. So I watched a video about that. And, like, even just this, like, architectural, like, wireframe stuff is just freaking gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
You know?
Cool.
Nice.
Like, and then there's this guy who's, like, I think he's using electrical tape. And this is, like, entirely electrical tape.
That's cool.
Just, like, in the entryway to this space, whether it's his house or whatever.
Okay. Sold.
Yeah, I know. It's freaking cool.
Love
So
it.
yeah, I'm just gonna scroll down.
Should have
a
used
little
copper tape, then it could have been a circuit.
bit. Yeah. There you go.
Or a big sensor.
That would have been quite
Yeah.
the antenna if it white
Yeah. Also be a Faraday cage.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. So,
That is
like,
really
I mean,
cool.
I could just scroll down. I put the maybe we can put the
We'll look at next week's blog post.
yeah. I put it in our
Uh-huh.
agenda. We have an agenda, folks, if you didn't know.
Cheers. Ellie.
Cheers. Yeah, so that's mine. I can like just like fall down this rabbit hole all day.
That's great.
All damn day.
That's great.
Too bad
That's
it's
a great rabbit
Pinterest.
hole. I love it.
Because it's
I'm gonna have
Pinterest,
to
yeah.
go. I'm gonna spend a little too much time on that.
I know. Yeah. It was good. So that's my reason to not just completely succumb to the apocalypse.
All right, let's.
So what's yours, Carlin?
Yeah.
I can do mine. Mine feels similar. And to probably only me. Oh shoot! Hold on. Let me pull this out and do it. Tab this and then pick right. There we go. Share screen. Application window.
No sharing.
No sharing.
No sharing.
Didn't you learn to share when you were a little, Tom?
No, he did not. I have been.
Single
I have been working on it for the past
child.
10 years. I am. He's gotten very good at it.
Oh, what's this?
This
games.
So that song, that Mushroom Pickers dance, came from this game studio. I bought the album when I bought one of the games. I believe it was Botanicula. These are all available on Steam, but Samorost 1, I played this originally as a Flash game.
Yeah.
Like 20 years ago, and it's so good. So good and so surreal. So this is the original Flash game. You can play them all on Steam, and they do more games. I haven't actually played these more recent games, but I love them so much. And they are detailed and brain-crushing and fun. And everything's about discovery, and you can just spend too much time on them. And every corner of the screen is filled with like detail and interest, and you really got to be willing to be frustrated, and like stay, and then like it's not a game. These are not games for people who want to like finish the game. These are games for people who want to like spend time with the game. So there are. They're just so beautiful. The work that they do as a game studio, I really, really appreciate. So they are. I'm so glad they exist, and they are my intro song. I want to come through and be a mushroom picker. Let's see actually if I.
Woo, that's loud. Is that loud for everybody else? Okay. I wonder if I played this one.
No, we didn't play the whole thing.
Just one and two.
And I really enjoy it.
That's cool. Yeah, I've played Machinarium before. I've done Samorost 1 and 2, but I haven't seen 3, and I'm 100% going to go check out those other games.
Yeah, they're just so inventive, so surreal. So I just really appreciate the work that they do.
Reminds me a little bit of like, did you play Myst back in
the day? I did not, and I'm scared to even look at it because I think I would. See you 2024 if I do. So,
what's the problem?
I mean, because there is like the whole sequence of games. It's like this is like the, if you like this, I think you'd really like that.
Numerous people have told me that I would enjoy Myst.
I was obsessed with those. This is like the fun arty version. Of those, more intending to be more realistic games, but it's the similar kind of like puzzles where you're just kind of trying to explore and see what's happening around you.
Yeah, I love this type of game where you're not necessarily like you're not trying to kill anything.
yeah, seriously, and there's not like a time crunch on you.
Yeah. I mean, there are short durations of time crunch, if I remember correctly. Where like you got to be able to like click to get it past a certain sequence, but it's not like if you don't do it, then die.
It's not high anxiety. It's brain teasers. So I really, and it's just beautiful brain teasers. Seriously.
Anyway, so that's so glad they exist.
Oh man, I don't have time for this, but I'm so gonna fall into that.
All right. Anyway, what's your thing?
So I just shared a window. Carlin reminded me of a thing that I was enamored with heavily about actually maybe 2 weeks ago. There's this dog rescue in outside of Edinburgh in Scotland. that rescues these crazy big fluffy white dogs called Samoyeds, which I'd never heard of really before. I think I'd seen them, but they're just adorable. And so they've got all these photos of these dogs running around in like the Scottish Highlands amongst heather and stuff. And it's just sort of magical. It's like, I want to live here. It's like, look, oh, here's a bunch of Samoyeds playing with like big furry cows, like cows that are like long hair. Oh, what the hell? Like there's a couple in here where they're just like playing in the heather. And it's just like, oh man, this is beautiful, you know, like big fluffy dogs amongst big fluffy land. And yeah, so I think you know, we need to take like a group trip here at some point.
Seriously, I'm on board again. 2024.
Play with the fluffy puppies. Yeah.
2024, when we've got enough people who've actually finally vaccinated, so that we can travel again.
Yeah, yeah, and when the Americans are actually let out of their country.
Seriously, seriously.
When we've demonstrated we can play well with others again.
we need at least 2 rounds of presidential administrations. Like complete
like that, right?
rounds before like the world will start giving us just preliminary trust again.
Like we're totally in the penalty box right now.
Seriously.
You go sit in that corner until you figure out what's wrong, what you did wrong.
In your own, just stew in your own COVID until. Yeah.
On that note.
We had some good. Those were some good ones, though. These reasons to not submit to.
Oh, go Carlin.
Sorry, I know we mentioned the current the Trump administration. Sorry.
No.
You did it. You mentioned it. I
gotta take a shot.
Take a shot. It's not a drinking game. It's just to survive. Mentioning it.
That's right. That's right. Must deaden back down those neurons.
Yes, but data point: would melt an atomic fireball in vodka again.
Oh, you liked it, huh?
I did.
Right on.
Nice. Yeah, the way you described it sounds like not that spicy.
It's not that spicy.
No.
And this is saying a lot. Carlin does not do spicy much.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's good.
I've gotten much better. Much as I have taught about sharing, he has taught me about spicy.
In poquito. I still haven't given you some of the ghost pepper stuff.
Oh yeah, it's never.
Come on, ghost pepper ice cream. It's ice cream that's painful.
Why would you do that?
Oh no!
Because you're like, oh my god, I'm dying. I must eat more. This is so good.
This was like the apex of Todd's life. Was in this little place in Chinatown near the metro, near the Cornfield Metro, the Chinatown Metro. Yep. It wasn't. Was it primarily an ice cream store?
No, it was like a little like miscellaneous diner like you find in Southern California, but this one was owned by Asian people, and so most of the things they sold were Asian-y foods, but they also served, cheeseburgers and burritos because that's what everybody sells in Southern California.
It's kind of true. It's kind of
it's like true. You can get chow mein and cheeseburgers and burritos, and you could also get ghost pepper ice cream for some reason.
They had freaking ghost pepper ice. Wow. Yeah,
it was great, and like the old lady proprietor was like, "I give you more," and I'm like, one little dish is quite enough, thank you.
Wow.
She's like, "I'll give you more. I'll give you more."
We lost Carlin. Did she go to get another bottle of booze?
I think maybe the cat somehow distracted her. And, Hey, Carlin, We're live streaming.
We're live. She's more distractible than me today. Oh, there she is.
Can I have more? What can I have? Can I have this? Like that? Anyway, no.
All right. I think it might be time to wrap up.
I was gonna say we're all quite distracted at this point.
I'm like, woo!
Carlin's had enough to drink.
Yep. I think maybe.
She starts wandering off in the middle of
the cat
live on the internet.
The cat asked really politely for his food now.
Okay.
Up and just looked at me and was like, yeah. So he had to have his food. So he asked really nicely. It was really polite. It was like
You got to reward polite behavior.
Yeah, seriously. Like, yes. He's been so upset. We've been keeping him inside because of the air quality. Yeah, so he was very polite.
We've discovered the amount of alcohol that it takes for Carlin to just be like, yeah. Anyway, maybe we should end it now. We should take this as a sign. It is 6:30 after all. And we, for some reason, on time-ish, wrap up the live stream and start the live stream. Okay. Thanks for joining us, folks. We'll see you next week where we do more of the same. You know. All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Good to see you all.